Hello folks, and welcome back. Another hot day here in Nova Scotia, but it's summertime. What is this saying? Make the hay while the sun shines, something like that, I think. Yeah, so time to make some hay with these new rigs that we got right here. So first off, this video is not about this guy, so stay tuned. I still got to get some hose connections ready for this one, so just ignore that for now, but still look at its beauty. But it's all about this guy right here. So we got a new mulcher to go on to the Sany Sy-80u. I just went and got the hose adapters all ready to go to connect to the machine. I got a mechanic buddy of mine who is adjusting the mounting plate off of my Osmo mulcher to work on this one. And then the plan is tomorrow to go out and go at it hard with at a new site. And this is pretty cool. So it's the Ferntree C4. So they pretty much basically have their own line now. It's from C4 Mechanica, C4 Mechanica. They specifically build it for Ferntree, and this is basically, it's called a Ferntree C4, and it's a 16, what is it here? It's a 16 to 32 gallon per minute setup. So this will work on a machine of this size all the way up to, you know, like a 13, 14, 15 ton machine. I absolutely love the look of this machine and how it mounts. So it's going to mount right here. There's a plate that's going to go above that. So this will be your feed side, and this will be your discharge side. There's no gates on this, but I'm kind of growing to like not having the gates. A lot of times you're either going to have to run separate lines with this, which this machine is set up for, or it's going to be electrical like my FAE, and electrical gets ripped off all the time. Like, I don't know how many times I've replaced the electrical line on that mulcher. But very nice looking unit. It's double teeth. That's this style tooth. He did send me another style tooth too, which I will show you guys. But we got the bite limiter there. And underneath this plate right here, which I just put these back on, I shouldn't have done that. Here is where you get to the motor, and the adjustment on this thing is so much easier than others. Others, you have to hold your Allen wrench and loosen that off or tighten it in at the same time that you're loosening off the bolt that it goes into. Use your RPM gauge to get your desired drum speed, and then tighten it back up and you're good to go. This one here is really nice, a small little Allen wrench. Loosen that off and you can slide this lever around. I am not going to set it up tomorrow with my RPM gauge, which I have in the truck. I just don't have time today to get it completely dialed in, but I've been around these mulchers enough now that I know what to look for. Will it be exact? Probably not. But I know what to listen for, and I know how it should be performing. So I'm gonna set it right around 60, I think. So right now it's at the max. I'm probably gonna put it at the third notch, right around the third notch there. And I'll test it out, see how it's going, see how it sounds, and then we might adjust it from there, or it might be a sweet spot. We'll have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for now. The truck and trailer is coming back from New Brunswick, and the plan will be to hook this thing up, get it ready to roll, and then I might even, if I have time today, we'll see, I might even get the plate mounted back onto the tree shear and take that out as well. I had to replace the seal on this, which Helmut sent me. No issues whatsoever. Because there is one guy anchor out there that's got some pretty good sized stuff on it, so I might take this with me tomorrow as well, or maybe Sunday, or something along those lines. All I got to do is mount the plate back on. I've got the hoses over in the toolbox that I can easily throw on there, and then we'll use this and keep the handwork to a minimum. So yeah folks, stay tuned. this is gonna get interesting. I'm excited to try that thing out. Well, there it is. Do you guys ever have days and mornings where everything just goes absolutely perfect? If you do, send a couple of them my way, would you? Man, that was an absolute battle getting those hoses hooked up and getting the plate mounted, and just everything fought me, that's for sure. But there it is. So hooked up on the Diamond C, hooked up to the 550, heading out to New Ross. I gotta stop and grab Bauer at the house first, and then we've got probably a good hour drive with hauling this load, and I gotta drop him off at my parents' house, meet them along the road somewhere. So yeah, a little bit of a mess around, but we'll get there and test this thing out. I did use it for a second back in the tree line. It seems to work pretty good. I only put 4 bolts in total in this plate, because that's where you get to the adjustment for the motor. So I'm going to tinker around with it a little bit. Right now it's set to about, I'd say 70-75%, somewhere around there, but we'll see how it runs, and I'll play around with it a little bit throughout the day and see if we can get it dialed in its sweet spot. All right, so here we are on site. This is the road. We made a quick little pass through here with the skid steer the other day, just to widen it out a little bit, but power line is cutting through over there, and then the road goes in quite a ways. You can see it's pretty tight. Once it gets in further, it's worse. Then the guy anchors are in pretty rough shape too. But we got the new mulcher, the new Ferntree C4 Ff40 hooked up, ready to roll. Again, I only put 2 bolts on each side so that I can adjust it at any point, because I'll see how she's running, and then we'll go from there. I'll have to check my hoses, connections. I'm sure I'll have a couple drips here and there, but I'll have to check that as we go. Wrenches in the machine. I'm just gonna pick up right here and start working my way in. We'll see how this thing works. Continuous flow locked on. Pretty good hum to it. Belt on my excavator is loose again. A few times I've tightened it now. Adjustments to it today. I'm gonna run it for a bit like this, and then I'm gonna adjust it up to the max, up towards the max, and then I'm gonna adjust it back towards the minimum. And we'll see if it helps, makes it worse, you know, whatever. Seems to rebound pretty good. Definitely like the visibility of it. location, like placement, but I think it's gonna be all right. Yeah, it's doing a good job. Try to keep as much stock off the road as possible, but you always end up with a little bit on there. But we come through afterwards, pick stuff off the road. This is about a 3 to 4 inch maple tree. Pretty quick work of that. Definitely liking how this thing is performing. Very quick rebound. Not losing much on the feet, over the feet side at all, which is nice, considering there's no gates. Probably could do with slightly shorter hoses, or I might make up a bracket or something for them to go through. The last thing you want when you're doing this stuff is to catch a hose and rip it off. right, so I am absolutely loving this thing right now. Couple little hiccups along the way. I had to tighten up a couple fittings on the mulcher itself, but in my experience with anything new, usually the first use is when you're gonna have that stuff. I'm just kind of breaking my way through here now. I am gonna end up coming back and hugging this shoulder tighter and reaching in and getting all the way in underneath the power line and then clean up the stuff that's in the ditch. But yeah, quite a difference, that's for sure. You look what's in front of me, and then you look what's behind me. Alright folks, here we are. It's now Monday. Back on site, up here at the tower now. I'm gonna start working my way out to where I was the other day. Power line is in there hiding. You can barely see it, but it's there. Not a good situation. But yeah, she's pretty grown in here, that's for sure. But I did have to get a new hose. Hoses are too long, and I made a stupid mistake at the end of the day on Saturday. I was pushing sideways into brush just like this, and the hose was hanging, and it got pushed into the mulcher and kaboom. Yeah. So when I got the new hose made up, I made it up about a foot shorter than the original one. I am gonna figure out some better remedies here for how these hoses are. Ideally, the hoses could be run out the side here and up. Return and case drain on that side, and the feed line on this side, and then that would get it away from the thumb underneath here as well. But I am really liking the mulcher. It is performing awesome. Hardly ever clogs up. It only clogged up on me once the other day, and I was actually like trying to do it, and I did get it to clog up once, but I did not have to get out of the machine to get it unclogged. The bite limiters really help with that, that's for sure. And it doesn't slow you down either. Well, that is gonna wrap it up for this one. Heading back here tomorrow, hopefully to get this site finished. Got a couple more minutes on this guy anchor here, and then I got to finish the road going out. Got some stuff along the road and on the power line that Riley had to cut by hand, that I'll mulch up. And then we got to clean up the road a little bit on the way out through. Another day here for sure. I'm really hoping that I can get it all done tomorrow. But the mulcher is working great. It has turned into, I believe, my favorite mulcher already, between the FAE and the Osma and this one, for a few reasons. I actually really like the lack of the gates. One, for visibility. Two, for just one less thing to go wrong. With the Osma, the gates are hydraulically run, and which means that you have 2 additional hoses. You have 5 hoses to hook up. That's 5 hoses that can break, 5 hoses that cause problems hooking up. You get my drift. And then with the FAE, the gates are electrical, but I can tell you that I've replaced that electrical connection on that head probably 10 times in the 6 or 7 years that I've owned it, and it's ripped off now, and we just kept it ripped off. We got the gates that they're locked open, and that's it. So I'm really liking this. I'm still playing around with the hose locations here a little bit. I think they really would be better if they came out the side, but haven't bumped anything, and I don't really even know how I did it the first time to begin with. But obviously I'll put a link and the contact information to Ferntree Helmut. I'll put that contact info in the description. But yeah, my first experience, first thoughts of this mulcher is that it is a keeper. It's doing really well here, and there was some pretty good sized popple and birch and stuff through here. But anyway folks, that is going to do it for this one. Stay tuned. I'll probably make a video finishing off this site. Lots of videos still coming. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.